Hello once again, Chiefs Kingdom, and welcome to RGR Football. I'm your host for this segment. My name is Danilo DiGiulio. You can find me at ThunderDan88 across social media, and ThunderDan on YouTube is where I do my show every Wednesday. Chiefs Chat, come on and drop by and say hello in the chat, and we'll answer your questions there. I wanted to attack something that's been concerning a lot of Chiefs Kingdom members. That is the weighing of the scales between the two Super Bowl opponents this past Super Bowl, between the Chiefs and the Buccaneers. Buccaneers won fairly handily. It was a very competitive game up until about the last minute of the first half, and it was still in question with about a quarter and change to go, and before they finally broke away, and it really was obvious the Chiefs weren't going to get anything done that day. But that was largely due to the offensive line and the laudits and the laurel wreaths that have been thrown at the feet of Tampa Bay since winning that Super Bowl are such I have not seen since the Patriots went on their run. And they're not those guys yet, and they might never be. Let's go over it, shall we, really quickly. First of all, let's attack the elephant in the room. Everyone keeps saying that the Bucs, they're bringing back everybody. They're bringing everyone back. They've re-signed everybody. Unprecedented. Heretofore unseen. Except one little thing. Chiefs Kingdom, we did see that. Brett Veach did it after we won the Super Bowl. He brought everybody back, mostly guys in their 20s. And we nearly won it all, despite a decimated O-line. Tampa Bay is being lauded out there like they're paraded out like they're doing something that's never been done before. It was done 1 year ago. Tampa Bay's got 12 players on their roster that are in their 30s, and the bullseye is now on their backs. Makes things a little bit trickier. And based on last year's record, Rich Eisen's crew, this is the one that just the straw that broke the camel's back for me. They guessed the Bucs would finish between 13-4, or get this, 17-0. Those guys are drinking some fantastic Kool-Aid over there. I could see Tampa Bay, honestly, going 8-9 or 7-10 easily, or worse. Now, just to show you I'm not just a biased Chiefs fan, and I'm not just trying to make you feel better, blow sunshine into your body parts, let's break it down a little bit. Let's just say loss number 1 versus LA at SoFi in a shootout with Matthew Stafford on his best team ever, and Aaron Donald just running around wreaking havoc. Maybe Jalen Ramsey gets a pick or two. They got a good team over there. That's gonna be bad for Tampa Bay. Loss number 2 at New England for exactly the opposite reason that Eisen's crew supposed. His crew suggested Brady ain't losing in New England, and they quoted his record at Foxborough. Here's the thing. He's not the hero anymore, folks. He's going into dangerous waters. Do you think for one moment that the Patriots and Bill haven't circled that Bucs game in goat's blood and brought in the 3 witches to curse the returning prodigal son, Tom Macbeth Brady? Bill and that team are going to eat him alive on his return. I don't care if they got a punter playing quarterback. Bill's going to find a way to win that football game. Loss number 3, and they threw this one away like it was nothing. Versus Miami. Coach Flores knows Brady, and Miami isn't afraid of Tom. They split the games with the Pats each of the past 2 seasons and 6 of the past 7. Brady himself was responsible for 5 of those 6 losses. So don't write them off right away. Loss number 4 versus Chicago Bears. Again, they laughed at this one. The Bears beat them last year with Nick Foles. They do it again with either Dalton or Fields playing well enough not to lose, and the Bears D getting after him. I think the Bears are going to give him a real hard time. And if Justin Fields is making things happen, look out. Loss number 5 at the New Orleans Saints. The Saints trounced them twice last season. For the sake of argument, I'll say they split it in 2021. Saints win at home. That's their 5th win. Loss number 6. Sorry, their 5th loss, rather. Loss number 6 at the Washington football team. Washington almost beat them, don't forget, last year in the playoffs with Taylor Heineke at quarterback. A healthy Alex Smith likely would have beaten them. Former Bucs QB and slayer of Patriots in 2019, Fitzmagic, gets the win. There's 6 losses. Loss number 7 versus the New York Football Giants, who nearly beat them last year without Saquon. The return of Barkley at running back and additions of Kenny Golladay, Kyle Rudolph, Kadarius Toney, and more. The G-men are just too much to contain. The Giants D also steps up, and New York wins big. Mark it down. Loss number 8 at Atlanta. The anemic, walking, wounded 2020 Falcons nearly stole a win versus the Bucs last year. I say they are improved enough to split the home-and-home series and get at least 1 win from them. There's 8 losses right there. Loss number 9 versus Buffalo. The Bills come in and make a statement, readying themselves for the playoff push. The Bills are not to be trifled with. We know how talented they are. We got their number right now. Let's hope we keep it that way in Kansas City. Loss number 10 in any of the final 4 games, the Panthers could pull off a split with a hated rival. If it looks like the playoffs are out of reach, the Jets game could become rookie Wilson versus rookie Trask in a rookie bowl with Tom nursing a bruised ego. That could be their 10th loss. Right there, we're looking at their record being 7-10. And I could see the return of Dak being an upset in the opener. You think that dude doesn't want to win and shut everyone up? He's got more weapons. Zeke looks renewed and rejuvenated. I could see the father and son reunion of Wentz and Reich in Indianapolis as an upset in the making. I see the 11.5 spread Vegas has the line at as very generous. They could easily, the Buccaneers, wind up at 7-10 or as bad as 5-12. How awesome would that be? Win the Super Bowl in embarrassing fashion for Chiefs Kingdom and then blow it like that. It feels like the perfect setting for a huge cannonball of reality to sink the Bucs ship and possibly do it before the playoffs. This is a team that needs to come to terms with reality right now, and we're going to go and flip it now to Kansas City. Is there anybody out there who thinks it's out of the realm of possibility that the Kansas City Chiefs might be the team that could go undefeated? Is it insane to talk about that right now? Yes, it 100% absolutely is. We have no idea what's going to happen, what's going to transpire over the NFL landscape. All we know is, for the record, the defending champions had a decimated offensive line most of the season, lost their star left tackle going into the Super Bowl, but they made it to the Super Bowl. Not only did they make it to the Super Bowl, they didn't crawl, they didn't clutch, they didn't scrape, despite the number of times I saw pundits say the Chiefs pull out a win. Despite this, that, and the other thing, the Chiefs managed to hang on for a win. When have we ever heard the New England Patriots, when they were winning Super Bowls, coined as hanging on to win? No, Patriots being the Patriots. You thought you had a chance, and they reminded you, no, we're the Patriots. That's who the Chiefs are becoming. We're watching this happen. It's transpiring before our eyes. The Chiefs last year went 14-2. Arguably could have went 15-1 if they started all their starters in the final game of the season. But they sat almost everybody. Everybody they could, anyway. And they lost a close game. It was still a one-score game with their backups in. Cut to today. Look at the draft. Look at free agency. The big, glaring rhinoceros the size of King Kong in the room was the weakness of the offensive line at the end of the season. That's not only been corrected, that's been superhumanly fortified. We're looking at an offensive line that's so strong on paper. We have to see how it all comes together. But there's veterans here. It's not just potential rookies or what have you. There are veterans in play here that could really be impressive in their first year together as a unit. Could be new starters across the board. We might see former Super Bowl champion LDT come back and be the starting right guard, and everybody else is brand new. We could see Remmer starting at right tackle, and everybody else is brand new. So we're probably looking at 4 or 5, I would say probably at least 3 new starters on the offensive line, and it's going to be all the better for it. Patrick Mahomes is staring down the barrel. Barrel's a bad choice of words, but staring down the barrel of having the best protection he's had since high school. Bad choice of words because barrel's a negative connotation, but this barrel's gonna shoot flowers and glitter and happiness all over the Kansas City Chiefs. He's actually gonna have time to think and process and let his receivers get open. And they don't take that long to do that. They just had no time in the Super Bowl. And we saw what happened. Patrick Mahomes is gonna have time. That's bad news for the rest of the NFL. I've looked at the schedule briefly. I'll go over it again on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday on Chiefs Chat. If you want to join me, I'm going to break the schedule down game by game for the Kansas City Chiefs. I see no more than 2 losses, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we went undefeated. I'd be thrilled. I'd be celebrating. I'd be dancing up and down, but I wouldn't be shocked. I would be impressed. Let's put it that way. It's not an easy thing to do, folks. Don't count on it. I'm not counting on it. I do believe, though, the Chiefs will make it back to a 3rd straight Super Bowl, and we're going to be 2 for 3, and who knows what the future holds. That's my goal. That's my base watermark. That's not my high watermark. I'm not going to get any lower than that. I want playoffs, and I want Super Bowl because we're a Super Bowl or bust franchise. I don't know if you got the memo out there. Chiefs Kingdom. Are you hyped? Do you feel hyped? Because I feel hyped right now. I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty irritated that they rubbed that little stick in our eye after the Super Bowl with Bruce Arians going off about us. Oh, we're not doing any of that Kansas City crap. Okay, have a couple more adult pops there, Bruce, and relax. Sit back. Keep talking trash about a class franchise. Played their butts off. The quarterback played his butt off. He should have been complimenting the heck out of Patrick Mahomes for not caving under all the pressure and duress that he was under. All he did was run for almost 500 yards trying to evade the rush. It's insane what he was under, the duress he was under. And we're lucky he didn't get injured, folks. He's coming back off an injured foot. I think he's going to be great. We have more weapons. That's going to be great. We've got a great new linebacker. We've got some stud rookies on the offensive line. We've got some great Pro Bowl vets coming in to lock down the rest of the offensive line. Surfing's going to be good. So don't let any of that talk about Tampa Bay finishing undefeated or finishing even. They might be top 3 in the NFC. They might not be number 1 in the NFC. It's quite possible. We'll see how it all pans out. Because last year, you know what? They weren't a steamrolling team. They were a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde team. That's where guys that get older kind of end up. They kind of end up, we can do it in bunches, but not the whole season. It's guys get tired, guys get older, guys get a little slower, and the young guys start nipping at their heels. We got to look over our shoulder to nip at them because we were the champs the year before, and we're right back at the top of the AFC again this season. And I'm here for it. You want to see a team fired up? You want to see Chiefs Kingdom riled up? I'm your Huckleberry. Jump on the wagon, folks. Plenty of room. Go Chiefs.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.